Hey everybody, welcome back to a second chance. My name is Philip Jones, kidney transplant recipient.
And my name is Tafaro Cook, two-time kidney transplant recipient and founder of Kidney Care Coaches, where we coach people with stage 3 to stage 5 kidney disease. If you or you know someone who needs kidney disease coaching, hit us up at kidneycarecoaches.com.
Awesome show for you today with the living kidney donor, uh, Tanisha McCall. We greatly appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us and tell your story. So, the floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tanisha McCall. I am from Miami, Florida, and I am about a year and a half, uh, post donation. Um, I'm just excited to be here to share my story with you all and just tell you all about my living donor, journey, uh, as one would say. I am just I'm just excited to be here and really share my story. My hope is that I would just encourage others to uh, become a living kidney donor and to donate and to really share the gift of life with others. About a year and a half ago, I got the opportunity to become a living donor, a living kidney donor. Um, my journey started simply with one of my really good friends just saying that she needed a kidney. Um, and that's really how my journey started. She said to me she needed a kidney. And I said to her, I'll donate one of my kidneys. It was really just that simple. I don't know if she thought I was serious or not because I said it so casually without hesitation. But the reason why I was able to say it so casually is because I have a background or history with kidney disease. When I was growing up, my mother was on dialysis. She went to dialysis 3 times a week. Her kidneys failed due to hypertension. So that's why she ended up on dialysis, and she was on dialysis 3 times a week. My mom, um, the only thing she was really able to do due to dialysis, really go to dialysis and come home. She didn't have a whole lot of energy. She was sick a lot. She was in and out of the hospital. It was complications due to dialysis. Uh, she had quite a few surgeries on her shunt, and a shunt is a tube that they put. Well, my mom's a shunt was in her arm, so a lot of times it would get clogged. So she had multiple surgeries on her arm to just repair the shunt or unclog it. So quite a bit, maybe a good I think my mom was on dialysis up until I was probably in like 6th or 7th grade. So, well, she was on dialysis for quite some time. But I recall in 1997, I'm not sure when she went on the list to receive her kidney, but I do know in 1997 is when she got her transplant. And my mom post donation night and day. Prior to getting her kidney, she was declared disabled. She wasn't able to work, so she was on disability. After she got her kidney, she was able to, once they got her meds leveled out, she was able to go back to work. My mom is nearing retirement. She was able to live just a whole healthy life after she received a transplant. And it just really changed our lives growing up. I felt like the transplant gave us our mom back. She was able to be more involved in our lives, more present. She had more energy to deal with the day to day. So, just having the opportunity to do for someone else what someone had done for my mom many years ago, I didn't really give it a second thought when my friend said that she needed a a kidney, even though my mom's donor was a deceased donor. um, I just felt like it was my opportunity to do for someone else what someone had done for my mom many years ago, and I just wanted to offer up my kidney to help my friend. She is a remarkable woman, and I just saw her again, and as renal failure began to take over her body, I saw her become really just weak and lethargic all the time. She didn't have the energy to really do the things that she's so great at. She's a mentor, a modeling coach. She coaches models. She's just awesome, and I just wanted to give her back her life. And me doing that by becoming a kidney donor, I was able to give her life back, and also just do for someone what someone else had done for my mom over 20 years ago. So I was just grateful to be able to become a living kidney donor.
Awesome, awesome story, man. It's wonderful. Um, yeah, that's remarkable. Let me ask you something. Did you have any challenges with you being a donor, like as far as health concerns? Did they tell you had to do anything special to become a donor?
No, I didn't have to do anything special to become a donor. The process went relatively quickly, a lot quicker than I thought it would. I hear sometimes it takes people years. So this was a matter of months. I would say about 3 or 4 months. It went pretty quickly. I think I started the testing process in February, and by May we were ready to go.
Okay, okay. How was your recovery?
My recovery, I think the most difficult part of my recovery for me is because I am fiercely independent. Um, it was just having to have people assist me. I think that was the most difficult part of my recovery. But overall, my recovery went pretty smoothly. Um, I was up and walking the next day, and that's only because I got to my room so late till they didn't want to get me up and walking. But the next day I was up and walking. I was fortunate enough to be on the same floor as my recipient. So I was able to walk across the hall, see that she was doing well. And that just made my heart smile.
That's awesome, man. What was your recipient, your friend? How long were you friends before you heard about her having this kidney disease?
Oh, that is a great question. Because our initial relationship was a business relationship. So I met her, I want to say in around 2013, 2014. Um, she, I do a lot of nonprofit work, youth and social services. I've done that work for over 13 years. I recently transitioned to higher ed, but that's where she and I met. She came in to speak to some of my students. I just loved her. I loved what she was about. I loved her message. So I was able to just work out a contract where she could come on a more consistent basis. And then whatever organization I was working at, I just decided that the work that she was doing she needed to touch every child that I was connected to. So that's how our relationship really started, through our work of service and just mentoring young people. And then we became friends, I would say, over time through that relationship. So it's really hard to say, but we met in around 2014, 2015.
Okay, okay. What was her kidney disease? Do you know what that was?
I know she has lupus. So I'm thinking it was some connection there with lupus. I'm not really sure,
It
but
probably
I'm
a
almost
lupus
certain it has to
nephritis.
do with her lupus diagnosis.
Right, right. Yeah, definitely lupus is a kidney killer. We can say it's autoimmune disease that can affect the kidneys severely. So that's amazing, man. And she's doing well right now. You say, right?
Yes, she's doing well. I think she just came back from, she just went on a trip. I want to say it was Puerto Rico, but I could be wrong. But I know she just got back last week. She's doing really well. She's gotten back to her work, which makes my heart smile. Like I said, she trains models, and she's also has a nonprofit, Urban Reflections, that mentors youth in underserved communities.
Awesome, awesome. Go ahead, Phil.
So my question is, how was it growing up having to watch your mother fight the battle of having to go to dialysis 3 times a week?
Oh wow, that was very difficult. I was sad a lot because as a child, you don't fully understand. I mean, I knew my mom was sick. I knew her kidney didn't work, but there would be days where I was always going to the hospital to visit my mother. It just seemed like the hospital was her second home. She was in the hospital more than she was at home. So that was hard for me because a lot of my friends they had a healthy mother, and my mom was always sick. She was always tired. So it was definitely difficult for me.
Right. How was the relief in the family when your mom got her transplant?
Oh, I can remember the day when you got a transplant in '97. They had beepers. So it was the beeper went off, and we were like, oh yeah, she got the text that the kidney is here. So we went frantically running, grabbing her things, getting her to the hospital. So we were just overjoyed to get that text message. I mean, or I don't even know what you call it now, but to get that beep.
We call it the call of life. That's what we call it, the call of
Right,
life. You
right,
know what I'm saying?
definitely.
So
Yes.
that's awesome to hear, man. Is your mom still doing good now?
Oh, my mom's doing amazing. She
Great.
plans to retire next year, so she's
Oh,
Awesome.
doing really well. She's healthy, um, back to her old self, like much like my mother. We're both fiercely independent, so she doesn't need as much support, even though I keep a close eye on her. And of course, you know how it is with adult children. We're always telling our parents what
Yeah.
to do, so I still keep a close eye on her.
Right, right. Now, just watching your mom go through that and everything, it compelled you. Did you ever research being a donor or anything when you saw your mom going through that? Because that definitely affected you, and you was like, I'm gonna help somebody. What was your thoughts watching her to propel you to do what you did?
Honestly, I would just have to be honest with you. I never thought about being a kidney donor. I knew at one point my mom was looking for a living donor. My dad and a few of her siblings did test to be a living donor, but like I said, I was so young. I mean, I heard the language. I didn't really understand
Right,
at that time. Because when my mom got her transplant, I was in middle school, probably sixth or seventh grade. So she's going through this while I'm in elementary school, you know. So I
hmm
didn't fully understand or really grasp. I just knew that her kidneys didn't work. It made her
right.
really sick. She had to go to the hospital a lot. That's all I really understood. And I knew if she got another kidney, that she would be well. So to say that I thought about becoming a kidney donor while I was younger, no.
I think the consciousness of hearing your mom go through everything and you being around that area affected you to the point where you were like just yes. Because let me ask you, your friend, she told you she was sick with lupus and she needed a kidney, and you just said yes. I know you. She was pretty shocked too when you just said yes. I'll give you, give you one like that. I know she was taken back. Like, was your friend on dialysis at the time, anything like that, or she was?
She was nearing dialysis.
Okay,
So she was fortunate that she didn't have to go to dialysis, but that was definitely the next step for her if she did not get a kidney. Um,
right, right. And you just said yes out the blue like that. I mean, I'm telling you, um, definitely have to. You're one of my heroes. I'm gonna keep it real, man, because yeah, that's pretty remarkable. Sometimes we don't hear people saying yes just like that. Now my donors, they definitely said yes like that and things like that, and they're my sheroes too. But we just don't hear stuff like this too often. And another thing I want to specificate is, you know, being in the black community, that's big. We need to hear more stories like this in our community because, we need to have more heroes to volunteer to be organ donors because I think it's so important, and it will, help alleviate some of the stress that we see people going through who need organs and things like that. So I just wanted to congratulate you on that. Phil, go ahead, man.
So my next question, and we can go to a quick commercial, but how did you feel when the day came to donate your kidney, and how did you feel when you woke up after donating it?
Actually, when the day came to donate my kidney, I was at peace. Um, I just knew that I was about to change someone else's life. I had
Mm,
been afforded the opportunity to be a blessing to someone else. So for me, it was peace. Um, Now, if you ask how I felt, maybe the week before, um, I was scared out of my mind. But the day of the day of the actual surgery, I was fully at peace with my decision. I was grateful. I was more grateful and humbled by just the opportunity to be a blessing. You know,
right, right,
we are not put here for ourselves. We are put here to be of servants and to serve.
mm-hmm,
So, and a lot of times we don't know what that service is going to look like, right? We
right,
don't know how we're going to get called. Like, I'm a Christian, I'm a believer, and we just don't know how God is going to call us to serve, right? So, in this particular moment, at that particular time, my service was to give of myself, literally. And I
right.
was just grateful and just really humble and honored that God had chosen me and trusted me. So I was at peace.
That's cool. How'd your mom? What did your mom say when you told her you were being an organ donor? What was her thoughts?
She, well, my entire life, I have always been raised. My mom would always say this: if you can help someone, help them, right?
Right,
So when I told my mom I was being tested to be a kidney donor, she said, if you could help your friend. And that was it. Um,
right,
the same with my dad. He said, if you can help her, help her. Um, and they supported me. Um, my dad was so proud. So I was preparing for surgery, um, and I don't have well, I didn't have a recliner. So my dad calls, and he was like, "Well, do you need anything?" I said, "Well, a recliner would be nice." And I had come home. I was actually at my mom's house. I hadn't made it back home yet. I said, "Well, a recliner would be nice," but I said it jokingly. Literally the next day, my dad shows up at my mom's house, and I got a brand new recliner. He was like, "Here you go, baby girl. Whatever you need, I got you." And I literally cried because I really said it jokingly. I did need the recliner. Don't get me wrong, but I didn't expect him to go out and buy it. So it's just been
that's
a
awesome.
humbling experience. I am just forever grateful and humble and blessed that I could uh, give someone a second chance at life.
Right, right. What do people say when you tell them your story about that? Are they look at you different and everything? Are they kind of shocked?
Most people are baffled. They cannot
Okay,
understand why I would give up my kidney to someone who's not a family member. Like, a friend? You did that for a friend? Most people are baffled. Some people just don't understand. They can't comprehend why I did what I did. And when I simply say it was because I wanted to help someone, it baffles them. They want a deeper explanation or a deeper uh, level. It's just that simple. I just wanted to help someone. I know the power of organ donation. I know how it changes lives. there is someone in my life who needed help. I am healthy. I had two working kidneys. I don't need two to live. She could have one. It's just that simple. But people, they don't get it, and I think it's really just fear, a lack of education. People don't understand, because I was afraid. At first, I was afraid, even though I knew I wanted to do it, but I didn't understand much about the process and how it worked, and what my quality of life would be like after donating. So yes, I was afraid, but I found a group on a Facebook, for living kidney donors. I joined that group. Um, People would post questions in this group all day. I don't think I ever posted a question, but a lot of the questions they posted, were questions that I had. So I was getting the information that I needed. And then I met Trish in that group. She slid into my DMs. And Trish, being an African American woman like myself, because most of the people in that group did not look like me.
Right.
So I felt like a unicorn. But Trish reached out to me and she just became my donor friend. And she was there for me every step of the way, answering whatever questions I had. And Trish is just really amazing. So I'm just grateful that Trish and I crossed paths. Um, and I just want to be for someone else what Trish was for me. And that's support. Um, and that's a confident, and that is just a cheerleader, because that's what she was. So, in hopes of sharing my story, I want to encourage other people of color to donate. We are high in numbers in need, but few to donate. Our communities are plagued by two diseases that really cause kidney failure, and that's hypertension and diabetes, all both which cause kidney failure. So it's more than likely we are going to know someone or be affected by a kidney failure ourselves, but there are very few of us that donate, especially become living donors. We are hesitant to become deceased donors, but especially living donors. And I just want people to know you can still live a healthy, whole, full life. I am happy. I am definitely healthy. And I really didn't miss, I really didn't miss a beat. I don't miss a beat. I can still do everything. My quality of life has not changed at all, outside from the fact that I drink more water. I am more health conscious. I'm mindful of the food that I put in my body, which is good because, I would drink water, but not nearly as much as I drink water now, because I know I need to protect the kidney that I have left. So I'm more conscious of it. But yeah, I can't say that I don't have anything negative to say, about my kidney donation journey. I've been healthy every doctor's visit I've had, both just in my post-op follow-up, also with my PCP. All of my blood work has come back fine. I am in good health.
Awesome, man. Go ahead, Phil.
We're gonna go to commercial real quick, and then I'll come back. Welcome back to a second chance. We have an awesome conversation with Tanisha McCall, living kidney donor. I honestly only have one more question for you, and it kind of goes back to the question that Mr. Cook just asked you. But I'm gonna put a little bit extra on the end of it. When you found out that you were a match to give her a kidney, um, who did you tell? And I understand that family may not have done this, but like outside people, friends, and things of that nature, were there any myths that were thrown your way, of trying to have to debunk to get to your ultimate solution of donating your kidney?
So who did I tell first? I believe the first person well, before I almost fainted, let's just start with that. I was, I was, I was in Burlington in the home decor section when I got the call, and I said, "What are you saying to me?" And she said, "You are in fact a match. You are able to donate." So, yeah, I needed to catch my breath because I literally almost passed out um, in the store at that moment. But the first person I told was my sister. Um, I told my sister, and I don't recall. I know I told my sister first, and then I think I called my mom and maybe my dad after. And before I told my recipient, I told her husband first. I didn't tell her right away. I told her husband, so he knew, and he said, "Do you want me to tell her?" I said, "No, let's just wait a little while." So she told me, she called me, she gave me the date. She was super excited, but she had no idea that I was her match. So I think I waited probably, I think it was like a month later when I actually told her that I was her donor. But in terms of telling other people, I'm just gonna be honest. I didn't get the most warm reception from some people. If I'm gonna be transparent, um, some people thought I was just crazy. One person told me I need to learn how to let God be God. Um, they were really questioning my decision to just become a living kidney donor. They didn't think it was wise. It was more so, what if your family member needs a kidney? How are you gonna live? So while I wish every response was a positive one, but if I'm gonna be totally honest, it wasn't. Some people thought I was out of my mind to do so, but nevertheless, if you know me, you know once I make a decision to do something, I could really care less what other people really think about that decision. So I had made my mind. I didn't allow the negative responses to dissuade my decision. I'd already made up my mind. I'd done my research, and I was determined to go through with the process.
Yeah, that's that's awesome. I've heard those negative things from people too. Those comments of where they say things like, "What about your family member might need one?" But you have to worry about the present right now. Right now your friend was in need. And if there was another time where your family member might need one, then you have to worry about have that concern later on. But right now it was your family in need. And some of those myths that you're saying right there are not, I won't even say they're myths. I'll say negative comments. We hear that in our community, and I think it comes from fear. And it's also right where it comes from. It also comes from the unknown, where they don't know anything about it, and that's where education comes in. That's why it's so important to educate people about organ donation. And that was this is segueing into my next question. How did the donation team educate you, and what kind of questions did they ask you and tell you about the process that you were about to go through?
So the initial start of the process, they had me to check my blood pressure for like 5 days. I had to
Hmm.
check my blood pressure. When I sent that in, then that's when they scheduled me for testing. So I went through. I think it was one day of I went through a battery of tests. Um, I was at the hospital the entire day. Um, but in terms of the donation team and my coordinator, they just really educated me on the process. So how long it was going to take for recovery, what the tests that they were going to run were for. That they ensured me that they would not allow me to become a donor unless I was in perfect health. So I
Right.
didn't really have to worry about, giving up a kidney and not being in the best of health. They made sure to uh, I donated my left kidney, so they made sure that it was the best. I would keep my best functioning kidney.
Hmm.
Um, there was also a psych evaluation, so they
Yep.
test me to make sure I was not only physically well but mentally well. So that they just made sure that I was well all the way around. And on top of that, I saw a nutritionist that educated me about my diet. There was a social worker that was an advocate. So I had a team of support people. I am still really close with my coordinator. She calls me and checks on me all the time, even though I'm about a year and a half post op. So I just had a team of people that were able to answer whatever questions that I had in regards. But my main concern, I'm just going to be honest. I didn't have a whole lot of concern, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I really just trusted the process. I
Right.
knew in the end that I was going to be okay. Um, I think my most of my concern was about the actual kidney removal process because I never had surgery before. So I
Oh.
was just nervous about, that part, the cutting aspect, like how long am I going to be under? Will I wake up? All of these
Yeah.
stories that you hear, like, will I wake up on the operating table and what is that going to be like? So, but they reassured me that everything would be fine in terms of that. But on the flip side, as far as the kidney function, I knew that I could live with one kidney. My mom has a kidney transplant, so I knew I would be fine and okay to live with one kidney. And then I did some more research, and then I found out that when you give up a kidney, your remaining kidney grows in size.
It
So
does. Hmm.
you don't lose 50%. You if my memory serves me well, I think you only lose about 30% of your kidney
Hmm.
function and not 50% like I thought. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm definitely gonna be all right. I still,
Yeah.
my righty's still in there. It's gonna grow, so gonna be all right. Um, and then I just began to do my research, read other stories, and just see other people that were thriving. So that put me at ease.
That's awesome. Did they do you know if they did the old fashioned incision or did they do it arthroscopic? Do you remember? Did they tell you?
So I had a laparoscopic. They used a robot, so it was
Yep.
assisted. And
Yep.
then I have a umbilical incision. So
Hmm. Yep.
they did assist it, and then they just pulled it out. So I guess because of where my incision is, honestly, about at the end of like the second or third week, I realized my pain was more mental than reality. Like I was bracing myself for pain that I was no longer feeling.
Right.
So it's more
Phan-
so
Phantom
mental.
pains is phantom pains is kind of what they call it. You know, every donor I know that talks about the phantom pains and stuff like that. Like, man, I had these phantom pains, and it really wasn't no pain, but I was kind of anticipating this pain. That's
Yes,
funny that you said
yes,
that. Yeah.
exactly. And one day I'm like, wait, you're not really experiencing any pain. It's mental. So, after about the third week or so, I was really, I was okay. I was able to get up, start walking. It took me about 3 months to really feel like myself again. But after
Okay.
about 3 weeks or so, I was okay.
Okay. Like, what did you experience? Like low energy or anything like that, or your strength was down for 3 months, and then
So that's what it was. That was the main thing, was that energy level. It took a while for my energy to come back to normal. So I did find myself having to rest a lot. That was frustrating for me, just because if you know me, I'm always going to be doing 1,000 things. So if my body is like, you need to sit down, yes, I'm upset because I want to keep going. Um, and at first it was foreign. I didn't realize it was a side effect of the surgery. I thought maybe because I do struggle with my B12 levels, so I thought maybe
okay.
my B12 was low. But then again, talking to Trish, and I was telling her how I was feeling, she said, "Oh, that's just a side effect. You'll be fine." I was like, "Oh, okay, okay, this is part of the process." But after about 3 months, I was fine.
Well, Ms. McCall, thank you so much. I have no more questions. I know Phil's going to ask probably a couple more, and I'm not sure. But thank you for this evening. Thank you for sharing your story again. What a wonderful story. And we need more stories like this coming from the community because it's so important for people to be just altruistic donors. You know what I'm saying? Just want to give, and because of their heart is involved with it, and that's a special thing, man. And hats off to you, and hats off to your friend. I hope she does, amazing. She sounds like she's an amazing person and everything. Hopefully, we can get her on our show so we can talk to her and hear her story, her side of the story as well. Though. But thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Absolutely.
So I have no more questions. I'm gonna leave it there. Again, like Miss Cook said, we appreciate you for coming on and telling your story. For spending this evening with us and sharing it with the world. So um, I just really kind of just want to say, as a recipient, and I know that Mr. Cook will kind of back this. We just want to say thank you
Yeah.
for giving the gift of life to your friend.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't understand why recipients tell donors thank you.
Right.
Um, and it's because it's not so much of the fact that you to us, it's just the fact that you still went through the steps of saying, I'm gonna donate my kidney, or I'm gonna donate my liver to this person, whether it's direct or indirect. So that's kind of something important that us as recipients say to donors is thank you, because yeah, it wasn't us that you gave one to, but you still saved someone's life.
Right.
So we
Right.
appreciate that 100%.
Yeah, take it from me, man. Anytime somebody can avoid dialysis, I did over 10 years of dialysis, so I know how challenging it can be, and the field can contest to this as well. When you can help somebody avoid that and go right to, it's called fast tracking when they can get their kidney immediately like that. Boy, they avoid so many challenges. Let me just say it like that, and so again, we thank you so much for doing what you do and being who you are. We really appreciate that.
Thank you. I just want to say this, um, to really just bring home the importance of donation, organ donation. My mom, after she got her kidney transplant, she went back to visit some of her friends on dialysis, and they had all passed away.
Yeah,
And
that's
this
real.
was probably maybe a year or two later. They had all passed away due to complications from dialysis. So, when I say organ donors literally save lives, they save lives.
Yeah.
And I am forever grateful. We never met my mom's donor, but I am forever grateful to that family for donating, because I truly believe if my mother had not received a kidney transplant, she would not be here with me today. Um, so for me, I know everybody want to say, "Oh, Tanisha, you're a hero. You're a great person," but it was the least I could do because someone gave my mom her life back. So that was the least I could do, was give someone else their life back. So I'm here. I want to support you. You can find me on Facebook at Tanisha McCall. Click the link in my bio. I really want to support you if you are thinking about becoming a living kidney donor, if you are hesitant, if you have any questions, if you just need someone to support you through the process. I really want to be here. It is life changing. Um, please, I beg of you, step
Right.
in, help save a life, become an organ donor.
Awesome. We have a question from Dwayne Kimball, KMD 89, consulting, leave no vet behind. He's a great friend of mine, and he asked the question: how can someone get more information on becoming a donor? Firstly, you can go to Lifeline of, you can go to National Kidney Foundation. You can go to your DMV and put it on your license. Again, you can go to the DMV, put it on your license. You can go to National Kidney Foundation, LifeLink, all these other places like that, and they have um, places where you can sign up to become an organ donor. Usually, 9 times out of 10, when you go get your license and stuff, they ask you if you want to be an organ donor right then as well. But there's other ways too. Like I said, National Kidney Foundation and the DMV is probably the best ways. Phil, what other ways would you suggest?
I believe Donate Life website. You can be connected to it there through Donate Life. UNOS for sure should be some information on it also. Um, you know,
LifeLink is
also
LifeLink in Florida. LifeLink, Florida, I believe.
yes, I believe so.
LifeLink. Okay, LifeLink.com is another way you can become an organ donor. And
Right.
altruistic donors are the donors that help the chain. Like I was in the seventh one that was ever done as far as a kidney swap. And there was a gentleman named Luke out of Colorado. He was just an altruistic donor, and he wanted to just give. And so he started our chain like that. So and he was just an altruistic donor like yourself, and just started the process like that. So that's a beautiful way to become an organ donor and just want to give. And like I said, Jackie Downer, who is my organ donor, and my sister Eva Cook, they're both doing wonderful. You know what I'm saying? They gave a long time ago, and they're both doing great. And so, Tanisha, I know you'll do well too. You'll keep on thriving, and people will definitely hear your story. And I hope this propels people to become organ donors, man, because it's so special. I'm a transplant recipient, and I'm an organ donor also. I just want to
Oh,
tell
that's
people that too.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Phil, what you typing?
Yeah, I was trying to put the website in the
Okay,
description
yeah.
below.
Yeah,
Um,
I think that's is that Trish? Trish is NKDO. Is tied to all the benefits through Donor Connect. Yeah, NKR. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that.
so next week we're gonna have our caregiver panel, which I'm very excited for because just like organ donors, the spotlight is not put on caregivers as much as it should be as well because they, in my eyes at least, and, Mr. Cook may disagree, but they are very equivalent to an organ donor because
I
without
agree.
them, we don't get back to our normal support that we need. Uh,
Right.
you know, getting our strength back, eating habits, things of that nature. So we definitely want to show the love to them. We'll have Kyle Hockridge and Shannon McDonald on. Kyle is the caregiver to Shannon. They're married. Um, Fred and Phyllis Hill, who's been on the show, is also on our Motivational Mondays. Will be on, and Phyllis, I guess you could say, post caregiver. He's had his transplant, as well as Kim and Brian Hensley. Kim was Brian's caregiver when he was going through his liver issues and had his liver transplant, things of that nature. And then we'll also have back on the show Mr. Tazwell Franklin III to retell his story again, as well as him taking care of his 85-year-old father. So again, we want to say thank you to those people who are joining us next week. Again, Ms. McCall, we appreciate you and thank you for joining us today. See you all next Sunday at 5 o'clock.
All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.